Are you over 50 and suffering from bloating and painful gas? I have the solution for you. A simple and powerful homemade drink that will get rid of this discomfort. Mix chia with water, add pineapple, green apple, and the juice of 1 lemon. Blend everything together and drink it every morning. In just a few days, you'll feel the difference. No more bloating and no more pain. The combination of chia with pineapple, green apple, and lemon is not just a random mix of healthy ingredients. Each of these foods was carefully selected because it plays a specific and powerful role in restoring the intestinal health that is so missed after 50. This synergy between the ingredients creates a multiplying effect that works completely on all the causes that lead to gas, bloated belly, and constipation that you face daily. Chia is considered one of the greatest allies of the intestine that exists in nature, and very few people over 50 know the true power of these tiny seeds. When you put chia in water, it forms a special gel rich in soluble fiber that works like a natural sponge inside your digestive system. This gel not only helps move food through the intestine smoothly and naturally, but also feeds the good bacteria that live in there, and that are essential for perfect digestion free of gas. What many people don't know is that as the years go by, especially after 50, the intestine naturally produces less protective mucus and peristaltic movements become slower. Chia enters exactly into this gap because its gelatinous fibers coat the intestinal walls, creating a protective layer that facilitates the passage of feces. In addition, these same fibers absorb water and increase the volume of the fecal bolus, which naturally stimulates intestinal movements and ends that feeling of never being able to evacuate completely. Now let's talk about pineapple, which is much more than a delicious and refreshing tropical fruit. Pineapple contains an enzyme called bromelain that is absolutely revolutionary for those who suffer from digestive problems after 50 years old. This enzyme has the power to break down food proteins much more efficiently than your own digestive system can do alone at this age. When proteins are well digested, you eliminate one of the main causes of intestinal fermentation that generates those terrible and painful gases. The bromelain in pineapple also has powerful anti-inflammatory properties that many people are completely unaware of. With aging, it is common for the intestinal walls to become slightly inflamed, which further worsens nutrient absorption and increases gas production. By consuming this drink daily, you are literally calming and healing your intestine from the inside, reducing the inflammation that causes so much discomfort. Many people report that the feeling of heaviness and bloating in the belly decreases drastically in the first few weeks of consumption.
The green apple added to this recipe is not there by chance, and it is essential that it be specifically the green apple. This type of apple contains a much larger amount of pectin, which is a special type of fiber that works as a natural prebiotic, feeding the beneficial bacteria in your intestine. After 50 years old, the intestinal flora tends to become unbalanced, with fewer good bacteria and more bacteria that cause gas and fermentation. Green apple helps restore this balance naturally and without side effects. In addition to pectin, green apple has a much lower sugar content than red apples, which is perfect for those who are over 50 and need to better control glucose levels. Excess sugar feeds the bad bacteria in the intestine and worsens gas production, so choosing green apple makes all the difference in results. The natural acidity of this apple also stimulates the production of digestive juices that will greatly facilitate the digestion of food throughout the day. Lemon, in turn, is the ingredient that will potentiate all the others and create a completely different intestinal environment from what you have now. The citric acid in lemon stimulates bile production by the liver, and this bile is essential for digesting fats that, when poorly digested, cause that terrible feeling of indigestion and bloated belly. Many people over 50 have a deficiency in bile production and don't even know that this is what is causing their digestive problems. The vitamin C present in lemon in large quantities also helps strengthen the intestinal walls and improves iron absorption, a mineral that is often deficient in people over 50. A healthy intestine depends on strong and well-nourished walls, and lemon provides exactly the nutrients needed for this regeneration. In addition, lemon has an alkalizing effect on the body that helps reduce systemic inflammation that worsens with age. When you combine all these ingredients in a single drink and consume it in the morning, you are creating the perfect environment for your intestine to function the way it did when you were younger. Morning is the ideal time because your digestive system is receptive and ready to absorb all the nutrients and fiber from this powerful combination. Taking this drink on an empty stomach allows the ingredients to act directly on the intestinal walls without competing with other foods. One of the most impressive benefits that people report is the intestinal regularity that naturally returns. After years of taking laxatives or suffering from constipation, being able to have a bowel movement every day without effort and without pain is a true liberation. The fibers from chia and apple, combined with the enzymes from pineapple, create a natural and gentle laxative effect that does not cause cramps or dependence like chemical medicines do. The reduction of painful gas is another result that completely transforms the lives of those who suffer from this embarrassing problem. Those gases that cause abdominal pain, that make noise, and that prevent you from leaving home or being near other people begin to decrease drastically. This happens because the drink improves the digestion of food at the source, preventing them from fermenting in the intestine and producing these uncomfortable gases. Many people say they feel lighter and more confident to live life normally. Also, Professor Anthony Scott, a doctor specialized in intestinal biology and digestive health, recorded an 8-second step-by-step routine done in the morning with warm water that completely empties your intestines and eliminates bad bacteria from your gut. The video is in the first comment of this video and in the description, and it will surely help you eliminate constipation from your life.
The bloated belly that makes your clothes tight and that causes that appearance of several extra pounds also begins to shrink visibly. It's not just an aesthetic issue, although that's also important for self-esteem, but mainly a matter of health and comfort. When the intestine works well and there is no accumulation of gas and feces, the belly naturally becomes flatter and the abdomen more comfortable. You go back to wearing those clothes that were stored away because they didn't fit anymore because of the bloating. Another extraordinary benefit that few people imagine is the improvement in disposition and energy throughout the day. When the intestine is overloaded and intoxicated, your entire body suffers the consequences, with fatigue, headaches, and lack of motivation. By cleaning and regulating intestinal function with this daily drink, you free your body from this overload and begin to feel more energy to do your activities. Many people report that they go back to having energy to walk, exercise, and enjoy the day without that constant weight. Sleep quality also improves significantly when the intestine works well because there is no longer that feeling of a heavy and uncomfortable belly at bedtime. Gas no longer wakes you up in the middle of the night, and you can sleep deeply without interruptions. Restorative sleep is fundamental to health after 50 years old, and having a healthy intestine directly influences the quality of your nightly rest. The absorption of nutrients that was compromised by intestinal malfunction is also gradually restored. There's no point eating healthy foods if your intestine can't absorb the vitamins and minerals they contain. With healthier intestinal walls and a balanced digestive environment, your body finally manages to take advantage of the nutrients from food. This is reflected in stronger nails, more beautiful hair, more vibrant skin, and a more resistant immune system. Many people over 50 suffer from abdominal pain and frequent cramps that are directly related to the inflamed and overloaded intestine. These pains gradually decrease as you consume this drink every day and your intestine heals. The feeling of relief when you realize that the pains are disappearing is indescribable for those who lived with this discomfort for years thinking it was normal for their age. Dependence on intestinal medications can also be reduced or even eliminated with regular consumption of this natural drink. Many people have been taking laxatives, antacids, and gas medicines for years and don't even imagine that they could solve the problem naturally. Obviously, you should always consult your doctor before making any changes to your medications, but many people manage to significantly reduce the use of medicines when the intestine returns to functioning naturally. The abdominal bloating that worsens throughout the day and makes you feel pregnant in the late afternoon is another symptom that improves drastically. This type of progressive bloating is related to the fermentation of poorly digested foods and the accumulation of gas throughout the day. With this drink working from the morning to improve your digestion, you notice that you arrive at the end of the day with a much less bloated belly and discomfort practically non-existent.
Chronic constipation that makes you go days without being able to have a bowel movement and that causes that terrible feeling of being clogged up inside also begins to be resolved. The fibers from chia increase the volume and moisture of feces, while the enzymes from pineapple facilitate digestion, and lemon stimulates intestinal movements. This combination is so effective that many people go back to having a complete and satisfying bowel movement every day, something that hadn't happened in years. The feeling of lightness and well-being that you experience when your intestine finally works right is something that is priceless. You stop spending all day worried about gas, bloated belly, or the urgent need to find a bathroom. This mental and physical freedom transforms your quality of life in a way that you will only understand when you experience it. Many people say they feel 10 years younger when the intestine goes back to functioning like it used to. The immune system is also strengthened because about 70% of the body's defense cells are located in the intestine. When you take care of intestinal health with this powerful drink, you are automatically strengthening your entire immune system. This means fewer colds, fewer infections, and greater resistance to diseases, something fundamental for those who are over 50 years old and need to keep their health up to date. The reduction of intestinal inflammation that this drink provides has positive effects throughout the body, not just in the digestive system. Chronic inflammation is linked to practically all diseases related to aging, including heart problems, diabetes, and arthritis. By fighting intestinal inflammation with natural and powerful ingredients, you are investing in your overall health and in the prevention of various diseases. The balance of intestinal flora that this drink promotes is fundamental for the production of B-complex vitamins and vitamin K, which are manufactured by the good bacteria in the intestine. Many people over 50 are deficient in these vitamins and don't even imagine that the problem is in the unbalanced intestine. With the flora restored, your own body goes back to producing these essential vitamins naturally, improving your energy, mood, and bone health. The more efficient digestion that you achieve with this drink means that you take better advantage of the foods you consume and may even need to eat a little less to feel satisfied. Many people notice that the compulsion to eat decreases because the body is finally absorbing nutrients properly and is no longer sending constant hunger signals. This can even help with weight loss that so many people seek after 50 years old. The control of cholesterol and triglycerides can also improve with regular consumption of this drink, especially because of the pectin in green apple and the fibers in chia. These soluble fibers bind to cholesterol in the intestine and help eliminate it from the body before it is absorbed. Many people notice improvements in blood tests after a few weeks consuming this powerful combination naturally every morning.
Finally, the most important thing is that this is not a temporary solution or a quick trick that stops working after a few weeks. When you incorporate this drink into your morning routine, you are creating a healthy habit that will continue to bring benefits as long as you maintain consumption. The results only tend to improve over time as your intestine regenerates and your digestive health is completely restored. This is a life change that can give you back the quality of life you deserve to have at 50 years or more, free from intestinal discomforts that so limit your activities and your happiness.